Good morning, BBN viewers, and welcome to Fitness and Wellness with Beyond. I am your host, Sharon Yu. Today, we are going to have a yoga class just for you. Yes, we are going to stretch those muscles, keep those blood circulating, and you are going to have a great workout this morning with BBN and beyond. Also, we're giving away free passes. How to win? Make sure you just show us some love. Comment, like us, and let us know you are watching, and you might be one of our lucky winners this morning. Okay, I would like to introduce to you our guest teacher. Okay, he's been practicing yoga for more than 10 years, teaching for more than seven. He's a lawyer, a realtor by profession. He's an advocate for LGBT plus and HIV policies. Let us welcome to the show, teacher Quino Reyes. Hi,
Thank you,
teach.
Sharon. Thanks for
Good
having me. I'm glad to be
morning.
here.
Of course, thank you for your time. Teach.
Yes.
More than a decade of
Mhm.
practicing yoga. How did it all
Mhm.
start? I mean, tell us.
I was introduced to yoga a long time ago by somebody very dear to me, and he tried to teach me yoga, and I always felt I was too awkward, and I kind of still am. But then I was studying for the bar exams then, and I needed uh, a workout that could prepare me physically and mentally. That's the beauty of yoga. It's not
Oh,
just a physical thing. There's also a mental element. It allows you to concentrate and also to release stress. So eventually, even though initially I didn't want to take it, when I did take it and I became consistent at it, I saw the benefits that I derived from it, and then I kind of became
nice.
addicted, and it's continued from there. It's been more than a decade now.
Yeah, well, it obviously worked for you because you are now a lawyer and still practicing yoga,
Yeah.
right? So you
Yes.
said you went to yoga for the mental and emotional benefits, right?
Uh,
Now, with the pandemic, the stress level of people is really high. There are a lot of
uh,
depression, a lot of people are not motivated, there are a lot of anxieties. Do you think yoga can still help them nowadays? And
Definitely. I think
how?
now more than ever is the time that you can continue or start a yoga practice. Because most people think of yoga as, the fancy shapes or the poses. And that
Yeah,
is true. It's true. But it's just one aspect of it. So yoga is multifaceted. It's actually more, for me, it's more of a philosophy and a way of life rather than a workout. So
correct.
there are
I
aspects of
understand.
it that are really beneficial to people who are dealing with anxiety or depression. And you don't have to take the fancy shapes. There's a
Hmm.
specific aspect of yoga, like books written just about one topic called pranayama, which is the breathing. So you don't even have to
Okay.
take the fancy shapes. You can just sit down in a comfortable seat and then practice with your breath. Try to explore what breathing patterns you could
Oh,
do. And you'll be amazed at what
nice.
your breath can do. Your breath can warm you up, it can cool you down. It can give you balance. It can release tension. There's a lot of things that you can do just with how you breathe. So that's
Good.
one aspect of it.
Good. I think we need a lot of that right now, right? And I just have to comment this, Teach. You are in great shape. Look at that great
Thank
physique.
you.
You know,
Thank you.
now that it's quarantine, it's actually very hard for people to maintain a good exercise regimen because gyms are closed and you tend to just sit down, watch TV, or there are a lot of food online that you can just
Yeah.
order right away. So you try to binge. I mean, how do you maintain a good exercise regimen? I'm pretty sure you do and maintain that kind of good physique. Could you give us some tips?
I think your exercise regimen should be an integral part of your lifestyle. So for me,
Okay.
my day is incomplete if I don't move, you know. Maybe around 5 to 6 days out of the week, I'm doing something very physically active, power yoga, body weight
Oh,
training. But, on the day that I'm resting, I'm still taking maybe restorative yoga or yin yoga, which still allows me to move, but it's not very taxing. So what I do
oh,
is I
good.
really integrate that into my lifestyle, into my day. So I sometimes if it means I have to work out at 9 o'clock in the evening, I will do it. If I have to wake up extra early, like 5 a.m. just to work out, I will do it because again, it's an integral part of my day. I think of it something sometimes like how in a day you won't really skip lunch, because it's an integral part of your day,
Understand.
right?
Understand.
So for me, I won't skip it because it's part of my day.
Correct. It's already a lifestyle. But
Yeah,
do not be intimidated, BBN viewers. Remember, Teacher Kino started, he felt awkward, right? But
yeah.
look at him now. So we just need to take that first step, right?
Mhm.
And to
Exactly.
try. And
Exactly. And it doesn't have to
today,
be a long time naman eh. It doesn't have to be like an
cor-
hour. If all you can
correct.
spare is like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, then go ahead, diba? Devote that
Yes.
time for yourself.
All right. That's a very good tip, Teacher Kino. And today you guys are in a treat because Teacher Kino is going to teach us Vinyasa class. What is Vinyasa and what sets it apart from other yoga classes?
Actually, vinyasa, I would think, is the most common type of yoga that people hear about. So it's basically the flow yoga that you hear about because to go from one pose to another, there's a specific way to do it or a flow rather than, doing a pose, being static, and then moving to something else. Like, for example, you're standing, and all of a sudden you're sitting
Okay.
down. So here, there's a way to do it. Like from standing, you're gonna flow to get to a seat, and then you're gonna flow again to get to a lying position. So it's a smoother way to get to poses, and you also move more.
Okay, good. And you said this is open level Vinyasa, so
Uh
anyone
huh.
can join.
Yes, basically, and as long as you don't have any significant injuries,
Okay.
like high blood or any significant, any substantial illness, I think you should be fine. The class will offer I will offer in the class a lot of variations for the poses,
Oh,
from the
good, good,
easiest
good.
version, yes, to the hardest not the hardest, to a harder version. So
Okay.
feel free to explore. Start slow, start easy. Then when you realize, oops, this feels great. I can feel my blood pumping. I'm not feeling any pain in the pose. I can stretch a bit more. Then why not? Explore what your body can do. Just make sure there's no pain or any sharp sensation in the poses.
Oh, we are excited for today. But for
Mm.
BBN viewers who would like to reach out to you and know your classes, how can they contact you?
Well, I'm online. I'm on Instagram at Quino. That's Quino dot Reyes. I'm also on Facebook, Quino Reyes. I teach for Beyond Digital Studio, which is for members, so you can hopefully subscribe to a package. And then I also teach for an NGO called Yoga for Life, and we have one weekly yoga class. It's on Sundays. It's open to everyone. So I hope to see you in my classes. I hope to see our viewers in our classes sometime.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you, Teacher Kino. And we will be with
Thank
Teacher
you.
Kino in a while. For now, I just want to thank our sponsors, Beyond Yoga. Beyond Digital Studio of Yoga, they offer about 20 classes in a week. They have different kinds of yoga. They have Zumba for kids, they have yoga for kids as well. So if you want to check them out, they're at igobeyondyoga.com in Facebook and in IG. And they also have an email account at digitalstudio at igobeyondyoga.com. Okay, for our lucky winners today, we will contact you directly and we will let you know on how to claim your prizes as well. Now, this morning, let us have that open level vinyasa with Teacher Kino. Take it away, Teacher Kino. Enjoy your day.
Sure, thank you. I'll see you on the mat. So let me just install my microphone. I was taking out this earpiece and I'll install my microphone. I'll see you guys in a few seconds on the mat. So hi everyone. First of all, welcome. If this is your first time to practice yoga, you're going to take it easy, take it slow, and make sure that there's no pain in any of the poses. If there's pain or any other sharp sensation, back away from the pose immediately, and you can take an easier version of the pose. Because again, I'll be offering options all throughout the class, and you can also stop completely, come to a comfortable seat, like what I'm doing right now, or maybe later you can come to child's pose or downward facing dog. I'll be discussing those poses as we go along. And an integral part of yoga, I mentioned in our chat with Sharon earlier, is that your breath is as important, maybe more important than what your body is doing. So you need to connect those two. So I will be cueing you on when you should be inhaling and when you should be exhaling. And don't hold your breath. Just keep on breathing consciously and easily just through your nose. So not your mouth, just through your nose. All right? We're going to start by coming to child's pose or balasana, which is for me one of the most comfortable poses. You can do this on your mat. If a mat is not available, you can do this on the floor, in a beach towel, just to make sure it's not slippery. So bring your knees as wide as the mat. Bring your big toes to touch behind you. Then begin to sit on your heels. If this is too much for your knees, you can slide a pillow in between your bum and your heels. And once you're ready, begin to walk your hands forward. Hands as wide as your shoulders or a little bit wider if you're feeling a bit tight. And you can place a knuckle pillow underneath your forehead or rest your forehead down on the mat. Push the mat away with your hands, ground down to the sit bones. And as you exhale, let your elbows rather drop. So take a few moments here. We'll begin the class by breathing together. Start by exhaling completely. Now take a deep inhalation through your nose for 1, 2, 3. Exhale through your nose, 3, 2, 1. Continue. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. So keep on breathing that way. 3 counts for every inhalation. 3 counts for every exhalation. Make your breath deep and even through your nose. And we call this your samavriti, or even breath. So let the evenness in your body translate to groundedness within you, to balance, a sense of calm. Staying here for 2 more breath cycles. Feel an expansion as you inhale. Feel grounded as you exhale. So once you're ready, as you inhale, lift your head up. You can gently blink your eyes open. Then stack your shoulders over your wrists. We're going to come to all fours, keeping that same deep, even breathing. Make big high fives with your hands. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and point the creases or the eyes of your elbows towards each other or the midline of your mat. Walk your knees underneath your hips. And you can tuck your toes under if you need the balance. Otherwise, keep them on top. Just gaze down towards the mat and flatten your back. So pull your belly in, find a slight engagement in your core. Just gaze down to the mat. 1 breath here. Inhale in your all fours or tabletop. And exhale. Now we're going to start mobilizing your spine. On an inhalation, lift your tailbone up, let your belly drop, and then gaze to the sky, coming to cow pose. Imagine you're a cow looking at the sky. And as you exhale, you're going to tuck your tailbone, round your back. Push the mat away and gaze to your navel, coming to a cat pose. Imagine you're an angry cat, really round your back. Push the mat away. Good, a few more sets of that. Inhale to cow pose. So a lot of the poses in yoga are named after shapes that we see in nature. So imagine again, you're a cow, you're looking up, press your belly down. Exhale, round your back again like an angry cat. Feel your spine loosen up. Feel yourself wake up. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Good. Last one, inhale. Maybe try to squeeze your shoulder blades together a little bit more in your upper back. Try to imagine that you're dragging your hands back to push your heart forward. And as you gaze up, stretch your neck. As you exhale, reverse. Bring your chin closer to your chest. Lift the back of your heart to the sky. Now pull your navel into your spine so your abs work a tiny bit more. Now as you inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Flip your hands with fingers pointing towards your knees, thumbs towards the edges of your mat. Press down to the base of your wrists. So that's the base of your palms that are now pointing towards the top of your mat. Take an in-breath here. And as you exhale, you're slowly going to bring your bum towards your heels. We're just stretching your forearms first. And I know a lot of us have been working from home. We're behind a desk at least 8 hours a day now, continually seated. And a lot of us are typing, so our wrists don't get enough attention. So you can do this whenever you feel like your wrists are sore or tired. If you want more, just sit back towards your heels a little bit more, feeling the stretch here in your forearms and wrists. Last breath here, breathing in and out. Now as you inhale, come back to a neutral. Flip your hands once more. Thumbs towards the middle of your mat. Pinky fingers towards the edges. Hands underneath your shoulders. So my goal here is to give you some poses that you can do in day-to-day life. You don't need to be fancy, but just try to move and explore different shapes with your body. So once you're ready, walk your knees slightly back so they won't be underneath your hips anymore. Push the mat away. And as you exhale, lift your knees up an inch or two. Just look down in between your hands. Notice how your core tightens automatically. Pull your navel in. Push the mat away actively. So it's a floating tabletop. And as you exhale, move your bum back. Use your hands. Push the mat away. Bring your bum towards your heels. If you want to sit on them once more and point your armpits down. Coming to a bear pose. So set your head down. Go look at the gate of your legs. Last in-breath here. Bend your knees generously. And as you exhale, that's when you begin to straighten your legs. Downward facing dog. Pedal your legs, so bend one knee at a time, opposite heel towards the mat. Move your head from side to side. Release any tension, but keep your palms grounded. Now, this is a great pose if, again, you tend to sit a lot. So this is an inversion. So your heart is higher than your head, so you're getting a literal rush of blood to the head. This also allows you to decompress your lower back. So if you're seated, a lot of the tension goes to your lower back. So by taking this inverted shape, you're able to release some tension. One more breath as you pedal your legs, breathing in and out. Then find stillness. You can bend your knees here, not a problem. Just focus on keeping your spine long, pushing the mat away with your hands, lifting your bum up. But if you have the space, try to drop your heels a little bit lower. You're gonna stretch the back of your legs, your hamstrings, and your bum. And it's okay if your heels don't touch the mat. That's not the goal, but if it happens, great, not a problem. Just one breath in stillness, breathing in deeply. I hope you're still keeping that deep, even breathing. Exhaling just as deeply. Good. Now, as you inhale, you're gonna roll forward to a plank. So lift your heels up. Again, stack your shoulders over your wrists. Then drop your knees down first. Untuck your toes. And this is an easy plank. Belly engaged so that your belly sag. So knees are down. You're gonna roll your shoulders forward a little bit more. They go slightly beyond your wrist. Keep on pushing the mat away. And on an exhalation, you're gonna come to a half push-up. So you're gonna bend your elbows. Make sure your shoulders go no lower than your elbows and keep your elbows close to your ribs. I know it's a lot. And then come down all the way down. So you don't need to hold it. Just maybe for a millisecond. Just feel the engagement in your core. Pushing the mat away with your hands, elbows pointing up. As you inhale, use your back. So bring your shoulder blades together and then towards the back of the mat to lift your chest up, gaze forward, coming to a cobra pose. So feel your chest expanding here, gaze forward. And as you exhale, tuck your toes under, move your bum back, and then lift your knees up, back to downward facing. So that's what we call a vinyasa or a flow. Do that in between some of the poses. You can keep on doing that with your knees down the whole time. Or maybe for the second round, level up with me. Inhale, rolling forward to a plank. I'm taking a full plank this time. Knees are lifted. Kick back slightly with the heels. Core is still engaged. Wherever you are, with your knees up or down, keep your belly tight. Then as you exhale again, shoulders forward. If your knees are lifted, you're going to tippy toe a little bit. And as you exhale, bend at the elbows, come halfway down to that half push-up or what we call chaturanga, which is Sanskrit term. And if you can, stay halfway down. More ab work. And as you inhale, you're gonna slide your chest forward. Maybe this time knees are lifted. You're gonna roll to the top of your toes. And then arms are straight as you push the mat away. And then gaze slightly to the sky, moving to upward facing dog. Know that you can stay in cobra with your knees down and elbows bent. Not a problem. And as you exhale, tuck your toes under. They will meet each other downward facing dog. Finding that inverted V shape. So hands as wide as your shoulders. Feet rather, as wide as your hips. Take a breath here. Know that you can do the easy version of that flow with your knees down, not a problem. If you wanna push yourself, be my guest. Now as you inhale, you're gonna lift your right foot up, three-legged dog. Keep your right toes pointing down. It's okay if your right foot is not very high. You could be here. If you can, lift your right foot a little bit higher, but don't open your hips to the side. So keep your hips level, keep your right toes pointing down. If you can, you could drop your left heel a little bit lower. So feel your right butt working in order to lift your right leg up. Last in-breath here. And as you exhale, you're gonna roll forward, and then you're gonna step your right foot all the way forward, close to your right thumb. So all the way to the top of your mat. And if you can't step all the way forward, if you just step halfway forward, you just take that foot with your right hand and then step it forward. You can drop your left knee down if you want to take it easy. If you want more, keep your left knee lifted, kick back with the left heel. And as you exhale, you're going to twist to the right. You're going to reach your right hand up towards the sky. Your right knee is going to be close to your chest here. Push the mat away with your right heel. If available, bring your gaze towards the ceiling beyond your right shoulder. Otherwise, just gaze at something on the right wall, something that's not distracting. So actively reach up here. And as you exhale, bring your belly into your spine and then twist a little bit more, leaning back with the right shoulder. If you want more, you can rise up to your left fingertips. You're getting more core work. If you want most, reach your left hand forward. We'll hold this for 2 breaths. So again, this is the most difficult one. Your core is lifting you up. Maybe a bit of support, left fingers down. Maybe a lot of support, left palm down. Last in breath. And as you exhale, right hand comes down outside your right foot. Then everyone will drop their left knee down. Untuck your left toe. So left toenails on the mat. Ground down to the right foot. So your right knee will stay stacked over your right heel the whole time. And as you inhale, you're going to reach both arms up to the sky, coming to a crescent lunge. Move your hips forward and then let gravity pull your hips down. If you need to walk your right foot slightly forward, go ahead. And then here, take cactus arch. So bend your elbows towards the sides, elbows in line with shoulders, palms face forward. You're still anchoring down the right foot, still moving your hips forward. And as you exhale, slowly begin to lean back and then gaze to the sky, coming to a back bend. So here you're feeling the opening in the front part of your body, your chest, your belly, and the front part of your left hip. If you need a support, bring your hands behind your head as you gaze up. Otherwise, keep those cactus arms. If you want more, reach your arms towards the back. Arms are straight, palms facing each other. Coming to a beautiful Anjaneyasana or crescent moon pose. So imagine you're a crescent shape here. Last in breath. And as you exhale, hands come down, step your right foot back, and then we're gonna go through a flow. So either knees down in your easy plank or knees lifted in your regular plank. Take an in-breath here, roll your shoulders slightly forward, exhale, bend at the elbows, hover halfway down, chaturanga. You can come all the way down if you need to. Inhale, slide your heart forward, press the tops of your feet on the mat, and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Strengthen your back. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. One breath before we move to the other side. Inhale deeply. Again, come back to your breathing. If you lose awareness of it at any time, no judgment. Just be aware of it and try to maintain it if you can, as long as you can. Now inhale, left foot lifts up, three-legged dog. Again, level your hips. Don't let your hips open to the side. Left hip in line with the right. Just kick back with the left heel without any anger, of course. Try to push your mat away with your hands, belly closer to thighs. Last in breath. And as you exhale, you're going to step your left foot all the way forward, close to your left thumb. And then, again, you can keep your right knee lifted or drop your right knee down on the mat. Take an in-breath here. And as you exhale, anchor down. Push the mat away with your left heel, then twist to the left. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Keep your left knee close to your chest. You can grip the mat gently with your left toes. You can stay here, maybe rise up to right fingertips. So with support, but using your core more. If you want all core, right arm reaches forward. Breathing in. You can do this with your right knee down or lifted. That option is yours. And out. Last in breath. And as you exhale, hands will again frame your left foot. Right knee will drop for everyone. Then untuck your right toes. Again, anchoring down with the left heel. Inhale, arms reach up. And as you exhale, bend at the elbows, taking those cactus arms. Pull your navel in tightly, slightly rather. Then move your hips forward. If your left knee overshoots your left ankle, you may need to take it a little bit wider. Take an in-breath here. Feel free to support your head if you need to. And as you exhale, move your hips forward as you lift your heart up. Again, feel the opening here in your collarbones, the front part of your shoulders. Feel the stretch here, the front part of your right hip. You can stay here if you want more. Reach your arms back, biceps beside your ears. Try to reach for the wall behind you, palms face each other. Breathing in. And out. Last in-breath. As you exhale, hands come down. Again, we're going to go through that flow, that Vinsyasa. Right knee could be down, or you can lift it up. We'll meet each other in a plank. Take an in-breath here. Move your shoulders slightly beyond your wrists. And as you exhale, chaturanga. Come halfway down, that half push-up. Clip your elbows close to your ribs. And as you inhale, you're going to slide your chest forward to your back bend. So knees down or lifted. Cobra or upward facing dog, which is what I'm taking. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Breathing in deeply through your nose. Then exhale through your mouth. That's called a falling out breath. It felt good, right? Let's do it one more time. Inhale deeply. Then let it go. Then close your mouth. Breathe in and out just through your nose. So whenever you feel any tension or anxiety, you can do that falling out breath just to release some of that and hopefully make yourself feel better. In your next inhalation, bend your knees, gaze forward. Take as many steps as you need to walk your feet all the way forward to the top of your mat. Then rise up halfway. Bring your fingertips towards your shins. Find a flat back. Keep a gentle bend in the knees here. Feet as wide as your hips. Toes are pointing directly forward. Take an in-breath here. And as you exhale, fold forward, release. It's okay if your knees are bent a lot. One more time. Inhale. Halfway lift. Now this time, we're going to change it. Extend your arms behind you. Interlace your fingers. So bring the base of your palms towards each other. That means bending at the elbows. Go ahead. And as you exhale, without any anger, try to punch the wall behind you with your hands. And then begin to melt your chest towards your thighs. Your knees could be bent a lot here, not a problem. Just let gravity pull your hands away from your lower back. You can stay there or maybe try to straighten your legs a little bit more. Just make sure that you're not straining your neck. Just let your head dangle gently and effortlessly. So this is great, again, for decompressing your lower back and also for stretching your shoulders. So a lot of the tension you store in your shoulders. This will try to release some of that. Last breath here. Inhale. If you want more, just straighten your legs a little bit further as you exhale. Hands further away from your lower back. Then slowly release your hands down towards the mat. And as you inhale, you're going to bend your knees a lot. Stay where you are. Just going to move slightly back so you have a better camera angle. So you're going to need to move the camera slightly up. There we go. So middle fingers raising the mat. Make sure that your knees don't overshoot your toes. They're slightly behind. Grip the mat with your toes and keeping your legs just as they are. Like you're seated on a chair. As you inhale, reach your arms up. Coming to the appropriately named chair pose. And notice if your bum is pushing back. Pull your navel into your spine. Make sure your lower back is not constricted. And you can gaze slightly down, forward, or maybe in between your arms. Breathing in. And feel your thighs start to work here. So feel them harden. And out. If you're shaking, then I'm shaking with you. Not a problem. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath here. Inhale and exhale. Pressing down to the heels. So inhale, we're going to rise all the way up. Hands reach to the sky. And exhale, hands to your heart and towards the side. Tadasana or mountain pose. Then I'm going to move the camera a bit so you can see. There we go. Staying where you are. I'm going to move slightly back. So feet stay as wide as your hips. Make sure your toes are pointing forward. Ground down to the feet. Grip the mat a little bit with your toes. So inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Now left hand will wrap around your right wrist with a fist with your right hand. Take an inhale here. Pull your right arm up, but then bring your shoulders away from your ears. And as you exhale, you're going to take a side bend towards the left side. Your right foot is going to want to lift. Press it down to the mat. And if your right shoulder is collapsing down, lean back with the right shoulder. So we're going to take a standing side bend. My favorite stretches. Breathing in. As you breathe out, maybe take a deeper side bend. So it's great for releasing stress in the sides of your body, your ribs, your lateral muscles, latissimus muscles. Last breath. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale, come back to center. Switch the grip. Right hand around your left wrist. Take an in-breath. And as you exhale, that's when you bend towards the right. So to the other side. And then breathe here. Inhaling, grounding down, pressing down with the left foot. As you exhale, take a deeper side bend. Last breath. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. Inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, with a gentle bend in the knees, you're going to fold forward once more. Now as you inhale, rise up halfway. Fingertips on your shins. For some of you, you can keep your fingers grazing the mat without rounding your back. And as you exhale, bend your knees a lot, palms down, step back again. We're going to go through that Vinsyasa or flow. So bringing your shoulders slightly forward, knees to be down, coming to a half push-up as you exhale. As you inhale, you're going to come to a back bend. So knees could be down or lifted. Just try to slide your heart forward with the gate of your arms. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. One breath, breathing in deeply. Exhaling just as deeply. Great job. Now as you inhale, you're going to lift your right foot back up, three like a dog, just like earlier. But this time as you exhale, you're going to bend your right leg. Like you want to tap your left butt with your right foot. Press down with the right shoulder. So look at that right shoulder lift. Coming to what we call a hip joint mandala, but also some people call it fire hydrant pose. Because imagine, you know how those dogs, they pee in a fire hydrant, you're taking that same shape. Last in-breath here. And as you exhale, you're going to step your right foot all the way forward, close to your right thumb, just like earlier. But this time, you're going to spin your left heel down. So your back foot is going to be flat on the mat. Your left toes are pointing towards 10 o'clock, or the front left corner of your mat. Make sure your feet are as wide as your hips, especially if you're beginning to practice. But if you have more space and more used to it, your heels could be in one line. And once you're ready, as you inhale, reach your arms up, coming to Warrior 1 or Virabhadrasana 1. Palms face each other. You can bring your hands slightly forward if there's tension in the shoulders. And as you exhale, bend your right leg a little bit more till your knee stacks directly over your ankle. If you can slide your left foot slightly back so your right thigh to be parallel to the mat. And make sure that your chest is not opening to the left side. You're facing the front. Your right hip is pulling back, left hip pulling forward. So your legs are really working here. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, reach your arms forward. You're going to bring your left arm underneath the right. First option, catch opposite shoulders. Or wrap your arms once more, taking eagle arms. Or Garudasana arms. Push your forearms away. Breathing in. Keeping your legs as they are. As you exhale, slowly begin to lean back. So your elbows point to the sky. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath. Breathing in. And out. Now, as you inhale, come back to center. Great job. And as you exhale, hands to your hips. Step your left foot one small step forward. Just shorten your stance. Bring your left heel down. Your left toes are still pointing at 10 o'clock. Your right hand is going to push your right hip slightly back. Left hand pushing your left hip slightly forward. Make sure your knees aren't locked. Then just gently bend so you're strengthening your muscles
rather than relying on the stacking of your joints. As you inhale, reach your left hand up to the sky. And as you exhale, you're going to reach your left hand forward, forward, forward. You bring your left hand inside your right foot underneath your left shoulder. If the mat is too far away, you can place a book, or, for example, if you have this water bottle, you can place it down for support. And then you're going to lean back with the right shoulder. You're going to open your chest to the right. So you're twisting once more. And if available, reach your right arm up to the sky. Twists are great for helping boost your immune system because they stimulate the production of certain hormones in your body. They aid in digestion too. So they really make you healthy. You try to twist every day if possible. It doesn't need to be this fancy. If you want to make it fancier, your left hand could actually be outside your right foot. But just focus on opening your chest to the right, leaning back with the right shoulder, taking a twisted triangle. Parivrita Trikonasana. Last in-breath here. And as you exhale, release both hands down. Bend your right leg once more. Step your left foot back, so make it wider. You're going to spin your left heel down once more, but this time your left toes are going to point towards 9 o'clock, so directly to the left wall. And as you inhale, you're going to sweep your left arm up and then back, coming to Warrior 2. So the first one we did, Warrior 1, appropriately. This one is Warrior 3. There are 3 warriors in yoga. We're only going to do 2 today, but if you want to do all 3, join the Beyond Digital Studio classes. So your right toes are pointing forward, left toes are pointing towards the left wall. As you exhale, maybe settle into those legs, coming a little bit lower with the hips. Make sure if you look down, you can still see your right big toes. Last breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart, straighten that right leg. Lift your right toes up. So your right toes are pointing to the sky. You're pressing down with your right heels. Inhale. And as you exhale, you're slowly going to bend your left leg. Stay where you are. I'm just going to do it from the other side so you can see. So slowly bend your left leg. If you need support, bring your fingertips down. And then slowly coming down to this half squat where your right leg is extended. If your left heel is lifted, really support yourself with your hands. If available, sit on a yoga block or in a pile of books. If you're fairly grounded here, then you can bring your hands towards your heart as you balance. Just make sure your right toes are pointing up to the sky. You're going to feel the front part of your hips open and the back part of your right leg stretch. And you can stay here. If you have the balance, you can bring your left hand underneath your left leg. So slide your left arm towards the back of your mat, pressing your left shoulder against your left knee. And as you exhale, reach your right arm up to the sky, and then bring your right hand to your lower back, taking a half bind. And this is great, again, for opening your chest, releasing tension. So if you're the type of person to hunch forward a lot, especially if you're working as you're seated, then this is a great way to decompress your shoulders. Last breath. Inhale, stay where you are. I'm just going to come back to the same alignment as you. And exhale. You can bring your hands down on the mat for support or hands back to your heart. And as you inhale, you're going to rise back up, Warrior 2, bending that right leg, reach your arms away. And as you exhale, fan your hands down, step your right foot back, and then we're going to come to that half push-up or flowing once more. As you exhale. As you inhale, when you come to a back bend, slide your heart forward and up. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. And we're going to do all of that on the other side. So thank God you only have 2 sides, right? On your next inhalation, left foot lifts up, back to 3-legged dog. And as you exhale, bend your left leg. If you want to touch your right butt with your left heel, press down a little bit more with your left hand. You see the opening in the front part of your hips. If you can bring your right heel closer to the mat, to the stretch in the back part of your right thigh. And as you squeeze your left foot to your bum, feel your bum work. Last in-breath. And as you exhale, step your left foot all the way forward, close to your left thumb. Bring your right heel down. Right toes are pointing towards 2 o'clock or the front right corner of your mat. Feel free to bring your feet a little bit wider if you need more support. Feet as wide as your hips. And as you inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. So we're back at Warrior 1 on the other side. Left leg forward, right leg back. And you can use your hands here Use your left hand to push your left hip back. Use your right hand to push your right hip forward so that your chest and your hips are both facing the front. Once you're ready, arms reach up. And as you exhale, maybe settle into that left leg, stacking your left knee over your ankle. So your legs are engaged. Pull your navel in, core is engaged. Let's work on those shoulders too. Reach your arms forward. Right arm underneath the left this time. Catch opposite shoulders. First option, just hug yourself. Otherwise, wrap your arms once more, eagle arms. This is also great for stretching those shoulders. Push your forearms away. And as you exhale, begin to lean back. If you're offering your heart to the sky, and if your arms are wrapped twice, like you want to touch the wall behind you with your fingers. Last breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Release your arms, hands to hips. Then take a small step forward with the right foot as you straighten both legs. So right toes stay pointing at 2 o'clock. Again, square your hips. Make sure your knees aren't locked. Keep them ever so gently bent. Anchor down with your heels as you inhale. Right arm reaches up. And as you exhale, reach forward, forward, forward. And then you twist to the left. So again, right hand could be, you need a support. Take a block or a water bottle, place it underneath your right hand. And then spin your chest open towards the left wall. So you lean back with the left shoulder. If you have the space, come lower. Right fingertips down on the mat. If you have it, lift your left hand skyward. Maybe follow your left hand with your gaze. For those who can twist a little bit deeper, right hand can go outside your left foot. Anchor down with the legs. Breathe again. Don't drop the weight in the right hand. If you're touching the floor or a block, you can lift up with the left. Last breath here. Inhale. As you exhale, release your hands down. Bend your left leg once more. Take it wider. Step your right foot back and bring your right heel down. This time, your right toes are pointing towards the right wall, towards 3 o'clock. As you inhale, your right arm will lead the way. Reach it forward and up, and then to the back. Come into warrior 2 on the other side. Extend your arms away. Pull your navel in. You've heard that a lot. But you need to keep your core continuously engaged in yoga. And as you exhale, settle into those legs. Make sure if you look down, you can still see your left big toe. Otherwise, move your left knee slightly to the side. One more breath here in warrior 2. Inhaling. And exhaling. Now, as you inhale, straighten your left leg, hands towards your heart. Lift your left heel up, so left toes point to the sky. Take an in-breath. And as you exhale, slowly begin to bend your right leg, coming to that half squat. Feel free to support yourself with your fingers down on the mat. Otherwise, go as low as you can. Just do the stretch in the back part of your left leg. And use your right hand. If you can bring your hands to your heart, push your right knee slightly away with your right elbow. And then be as tall as you can here in the squat position. If your hands are down for support, keep them there. If you don't need a support, you have the option of reaching your right hand, sliding it underneath your right leg. Fingers pointing to the back of the mat. Pressing your right knee against your right shoulder for additional stretch. And as you exhale, left arm just up, and then left hand to lower back. Maybe gaze up over your left shoulder. Breathing in. And out. Last breath. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. You can bring your hands down for support or hands to your heart. As you inhale, you're going to press down with the right heel. Come back to warrior 2. Bend that left leg, straighten the right. And as you exhale, hands down. And again, with that Vinsyasa, we're going to flow. The left foot steps back, half push up. Chaturanga Dandasana. Too long to translate that Sanskrit word into English. Inhale, slide your chest forward and up. And as you exhale, we're going to come to child's pose. So bring your knees apart. Sit on your heels, coming back to where we came from at the start of the class. Let your elbows drop. And for sure your body is warmer now. Are you able to maintain awareness if you're breathing? If so, great. If not, that's completely fine. Come back to your breath now. Breathing in and out deeply through your nose. Now, so inhale, slowly rise up. Bring your knees underneath your hips, tuck your toes under. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, gaze forward, travel to the top of your mat. Feet as wide as your hips, rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe try to keep your legs straighter this time. And as you inhale, grounding down to the feet, rise all the way up. Reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart and towards the side. We're going to do just one set of standing balances. And we're doing this because your balances help give you focus. So a lot of times, because we're thinking of a lot of things right now, our mind is going haywire. But when you take poses, balancing poses, they help you focus on one thing, the present moment. And that gives you some relief. That gives you a sense of stability. So start by keeping your hands on your hips. Shift your weight to your left leg. Keep a gentle bend in the left knee. And then bend your right leg, point your right knee to the side, and bring your right foot gently against your left ankle. Coming to tree pose, Vinsyasa. You can stay here, right toe stay on the mat. If you have it, lift your right foot up just underneath the knee. And if you have it, lift it up above the knee. And if your right foot is pressing against your thigh, press your foot against the thigh and your thigh against the foot, which means you need to engage that left thigh a lot. So harden. Harden that. If you can press it, you can feel it's working. And then once you're ready, you can bring your hands towards your heart and just gaze at something in front of you that's not moving. That's your drishti or point of concentration. You can stay here, hands to heart. If you want, let your tree grow. Reach your arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, let your tree blossom. Extend your arms away, hands wider than your shoulders. 2 breaths. Breathing in. And out. And if you're wobbly here, that's fine. If you lose your balance, that's completely fine. Just come back to the pose. You always have that opportunity. Every breath is a new opportunity. Last in breath. And as you exhale, hands to heart, then to your hips. Then gently release your right leg down. There's a lot of tension in the left leg, then bend your left leg a bit, lift your heel up, and make circles with that left ankle. And make it even clockwise and counterclockwise. Other side, shift your weight to your right leg, bend your left knee, point it to the side, and just press your left foot gently against your right ankle, your right calf, so underneath the knee, or right thigh above the knee. Basically anywhere in your standing leg, just not the knee. So you don't want to pressure that joint. You have the balance, hands to heart. Press down with the right heel. If you have it, inhale, arms rise up to the sky, grow taller. And as you exhale, expand. Arms extend towards the sides, wider than your shoulders. Again, look at the fixed spot in front of you and just focus on your breathing. Everything else will melt away. Last breath here. Inhale. As you exhale, release. Hands to heart, and then towards your hips. Release your left foot, and then wiggle your right ankle if you need to. And then find center. So you're staying at the top of your mat. I'll join you there. You're going to step your right foot all the way to the back of your mat. Point all your toes to the right side. So your feet should be around a leg's distance apart. That should be around 3 to 4 feet apart. Press down to the outer blades of your feet, hands on your hips. Take an in-breath here, lengthen. And as you exhale, begin to fold forward, leading with your heart. And bring your hands underneath your shoulders. On an in-breath, find a flat back. And as you exhale, bend at the elbows a bit and begin to dangle towards the earth. Just look to the gate of your legs. If you want, you can actually catch opposite elbows here. Let gravity pull you down. And if your elbows are touching the mat already, you may need to bring your feet a little closer together so that you have space to decompress and let gravity do the work. Just focus on lifting your bum up and stay there. For those with their hands down, you have the option of walking your hands in between your feet or maybe beyond, and then bend at the elbows and try to pull your chest to the gate of your legs. So it's a great pose, again, for decompressing your lower back, for stretching your bum all the way down to your hamstrings. Breathing in. And out. Last breath. Inhale and exhale. Good job. Let's inhale. Rise up halfway, hands underneath your shoulders. And then you're going to bring your knees down towards the mat. Let's all face the front of the mat here. So last few sets of stretches and poses before we end. If your mat is a bit hard, feel free to roll it once or twice so you have an extra cushioning. Or if you have like a pad or a pillow handy, go ahead and you're going to kneel on the rolled portion. So knees underneath your hips, tuck your toes under, so toes on the mat. You're going to bring your hands to your lower back and then point your elbows towards the back so that you're opening your chest already. Using your hands, you're going to push your bum down as you inhale and then hips forward. And as you exhale, you're going to lift your head, your heart up to the sky. So hips forward, heart up. Gazing up, staying here in Ustrasana, camel pose. Just feel the opening or release in the front part of your body. If available, you can bring one hand to one heel. Then you're going to switch after 2 breaths, or you can bring both hands to both heels already. And if you have it, maybe untuck your toes. Just don't tuck the weight of the hands. Hips forward, heart up. Breathing in. And out. Switching hands if you're doing one hand at a time. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath here. Hips forward, heart up. Last breath. Inhale. And exhale. Great pose to release tension from being seated all the time. Then hands back to lower back. As you inhale, rise up. And as you exhale, cross your legs. Sit on the mat. Unroll your mat. And extend your legs forward. And then we're going to lie down on our mats. I know you've been waiting for this. But just one more set of poses before we end. So lie down on your back. You bring your feet together. Bring your knees towards your chest. Give yourself a hug. You can make slight rolls here, clockwise and then counterclockwise. And then reach your left arm towards the left side. Hand in line with your shoulder. Right hand will be outside your left knee. Take an in-breath here. Wiggle your hips slightly to the left. And as you exhale, your right hand is gently going to guide your knees to the right. And if your foot touches the floor but your knee doesn't, that's completely fine. If you want a deeper stretch, your right hand could gently pull both knees down. So maybe your right thigh and knee could touch the mat. You can gaze over your left shoulder. So what's more important here is you keep your left shoulder glued towards the mat. A simple lying twist. Again, it's a twist. It's great for boosting your immune system. It's great for decompressing your spine after a long day. Inhale. Exhale. Try to soften. Let your shoulders melt to the earth. Feel your right knee sink. Last breath. Breathing in. And out. And gazing up to the sky as you inhale. Knees back to center. Give yourself a hug. Then we'll take it to the other side. Right hand reaches to the right wall. Hand in line with shoulder. Left hand outside your right knee. Wiggle your butt slightly to the right side. And as you exhale, slowly drop your knees to the left. Keep your right shoulder down. If your knees are lifted a lot, not a problem. If you can come all the way down, go ahead. Your right hand could gently pull them down further as you press down with the right shoulder. Gazing in the right direction of your shoulder. Breathing in. And out. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Now as you inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, extend your feet towards the top of your mat. So feet wider than your hips. Let your toes point wherever they want to point. Extend your arms away, palms facing up. Then close your eyes for your final pose of the day, Shavasana. If it's bright where you're at, you can place a towel over your eyes. You're lying down on your mat. Just soften everything. Staying where you are, I'm just going to come closer to the camera. So stay lying down. Take a deep inhale through your nose. If you want to sigh it out through your mouth, go ahead. Otherwise, just sigh it out through your nose. Taking again those falling out breaths if they feel appropriate at this point. And once you're ready, let go of any need for control. So breathe as naturally as you can. Lie as still as you can. If any part of your body is calling out to you because it feels tight or itchy, if you can, try to ignore that for just the next few minutes. Try to breathe to those areas in your body. Know that at this moment, you're okay. You're lying on your mat, you moved, maybe you sweated like me. So those little things, those little inconveniences, which sometimes tend to you tend to focus on too much, those negativities, know that they're there. Recognize that they're there. But don't try to let them consume you. Maybe try to exhale, breathe them out. And if they're stubborn and they linger there, let them, they will see themselves out eventually. But in the meantime, as you lie on your mat, just feel yourself expanding with every inhalation. Feel yourself softening with every exhalation. Feel a lightness, feel a joy with every inhale. And as you exhale, feel yourself relax. Feel yourself surrender. So many things are beyond your control, but your breath is always within your control. How you react to things are also within your control. The greatest gift of yoga is awareness, knowing how you react and how you feel. In that case, that allows you to act accordingly, hopefully with greater compassion, greater patience, both to others and to yourself, maybe with greater love. So yes, yoga is about taking these fancy shapes. It's about breathing, but it's also a lived practice or philosophy. You practice it when you're with family or you're with friends, when you're at home or you're at work. Sharing light, sharing peace rather, with people you encounter. So as you lie on your mat for a few more breaths, try to make as much space as you can physically and emotionally and mentally for peace to come in so that when you leave your mat, you can share that peace with other people. So you know that you have 4 more breaths on your mat. If you're uncomfortable there, then know that the discomfort will end in 4 breaths. If you're very comfortable, that's okay. Don't attach yourself to that. Just be grateful for the experience. Last 2 breaths there. I will join you on your mat. Last breath here. With your eyes closed, gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your head from side to side. And slowly bring your feet together, reach your arms overhead, and give yourself a morning stretch so that you're waking up first thing in the morning. Now release, bend your knees towards your chest. And as you exhale, roll on your right side. Use your right arm as a pillow as your left hand lands on the mat in front of your chest for support. Keep your eyes closed. Take a moment here. So with your eyes closed, as your next inhalation, slowly help yourself up to a comfortable seat, crossing your legs, bringing your feet towards your groin. If you have a half lotus available to you, you can receive one foot over the other ankle. For those that are pretty bendy already, you can take a full lotus, bring your feet towards the opposite hip creases. I wouldn't suggest this if you're new to the practice. Take whatever is comfortable for you, then bring your hands towards your heart in prayer. Take a soft bow. Be grateful for the practice that was, regardless of how you think you did. Be grateful to your body for all the things it has done. Be grateful to your breath for sustaining you. And be grateful to your spirit for all that it has revealed to you in today's practice. Allow me to thank you on behalf of Beyond Yoga and Bounce Back Network for sharing a part of your day with us. Allow me, thank you for letting me share my yoga practice with you. Traditionally, we end the yoga class by saying to each other Namaste, which is a Sanskrit word, and it's a blessing. It means the light in me honors or respects the light in you. So we'll end our class by bringing our hands towards our foreheads, bowing to each other gently and saying Namaste. You bring your hands to your knees. Once you're ready, gently blink your eyes open. And that was class. I hope you're feeling better, hopefully more open, hopefully more alive. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me on social media, or you can send it to Bounce Back Network. They can forward it to me. I hope to meet you in digital Beyond Digital Studio one day. We offer a lot of classes, so feel free to explore those. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep well, stay safe, drink a lot of water. To have a water bottle ready. Keep on moving, even if you're at home. And I will see you guys again next time. Thank you all very much.